Hi, my name is Mr. Hurst. I'll be your child's teacher for this year. I just want to give you a brief introduction about who I am and what I teach, and just kind of what we're going to be doing this year in the different course that you have me for. So first, who is this Mr. Hurst guy? My name is Ian Hurst. I have a family of 6 here. Our favorite place to go is Disneyland. I'm a bit of a Disney nerd there. We also like getting out there and exploring. Here's us at OMSI and just staying curious with the world out there. I teach engineering. I think that engineering is a very open field that anyone can look like an engineer. And so I've made a mirror that goes on the outside of my classroom, so as students walk through the hall, they can look in this mirror and they can see the caption is, "This is what an engineer looks like," and they can see themselves as an engineer. And so I teach lots of different engineering type courses, and I want them to also see themselves as an engineer. A little bit of background about myself. I went to Warner Pacific, like I mentioned earlier. I got my master's at Concordia University in career and technical education. And I did this as an adult, and so kind of my college story is I went to college right away after high school, and then I kind of took some time off, went and had a family, started working, and then realized I wanted to get to that nice kind of platform in jobs, so that's when I went back to school in my late 20s, finished up, and then kind of led me to this point where I'm at right now. So again, here's my work experience. I was working at Portland Public Schools for like 8 years doing tech support, and then I came to Vancouver Public Schools doing tech support here at iTech. So I did kind of Mr. Shuckle's job for 2 years, and then that's when I finished up all my my undergrad, and there was this path to become a teacher. And throughout all this, I really fell in love with education and just the teaching process. I worked at different after-school programs, and I helped kind of build some programs even here at iTech that were kind of educational based. And so that's where I found this path to become a teacher, and this is what I love to do, is teach. Also, I did work a second job at UPS for like a decade, 9 years, and that actually has come to an end. For those who have known me for some years, I'm excited that this year I'm just teaching, and so that's exciting for me. Less work. All right, so these are all the things I teach. Visual media production is a new course I'm teaching this year. Everyday engineering is like an advanced engineering course for upperclassmen. Computer science is kind of that engineering realm, but it's more focused on how to program and code. Pre-engineering and design is a course for every sophomore here at iTech, and I teach 3 different sections of that. And then I teach a electronic applications, digital electronics course that kind of gets people introduced to that. So we're going to jump into each of those individually, but that was my general overview of who I am. So now we'll get into the details. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the pre-engineering and design course. So for this course, the main premise is that we make stuff. We make both, and that's a fancy way and a visual way to creatively say, make stuff. And so it's kind of this blend of kind of like a old school shop class of how to use tools and how to stay safe when you're making things. But then it's also blended with this kind of new media course, a design course of how do you make 3D modeling, animations, and how do you use a laser cutter and set it with all the parameters to make something for you, or a CNC machine, and so you're doing all the design work or the CAD work to get that prepped and stuff. So that's kind of what this course is about. We also understand some engineering concepts, not just making things, but making things that do things. So that's kind of what this course is about. Asking questions of, why do we need to make this? What should it do? How will we get it done? So that's kind of the bigger overview of what this course is about. I always tell the students, it's going to work out best for those who make the best of how things work out. And that's kind of funky little words to basically say the more effort you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. And that's how I really run my classroom is, I'm going to show up and provide the best attention I can to help your student along the way. They have to, meet me somewhere in the middle, and I'll carry them through to do these kind of complex and fun projects that we make stuff. And again, it's about not always just making the same thing, but making something better. And this concept of betterment is something that I want them to carry forward into their lives so that the act or process of improving something is taken to the world, and they can make the world better. And I'm going to leave you with that, because who doesn't want to make the world better now? In any little way that they can, through some design and engineering.